Hello there, my friends. Chris Marcus here with you for Arcadia Economics. I am fortunate to be joined by my good friend Scott Close of EMX Royalties, who's kind enough to join us today and answer a question I know a lot of you have asked, which is what is a royalty model? Scott is part of EMX, which is a royalty company. And Scott, could you explain just the general premise of how that model works?
Sure. Well, a royalty on a mining property is very similar to a royalty on an oil and gas property or on music rights or on a movie or anything else. So how many ever dollars are produced, we would get a percentage of that as the royalty holder. So if we have a 1% royalty on a copper mine, we would get 1% of the value of the metals that come out of that copper mine. That's sort of the basic fundamental explanation of how that works. There's some other nuances to that. Most royalties are structured as what are termed as NSRs, which stands for net smelter royalties. So that would mean that you would get, say it was a 1% NSR, we would get 1% net of all of the smelting costs. And that's the most common royalty. Our royalties are typically 2 to 4%, sometimes they're less. On really large copper mines, a 1% royalty or even a 0.5% royalty can be a very material amount. And so royalties can be created in a number of different ways. You can sell a property. So if I sold a property to you and you were going to build a copper mine on that, I would create one when I sold that property to you and held back a royalty on that. So when you brought that mine into production, then you would owe me a royalty. I could hold on to that royalty, or I could sell that off to someone else. Or if you were looking to build a mine and you needed cash, you could go to a financier and say, listen, I'm willing to extend you a royalty for $250 million in cash so that I can construct my mine. So you can see how royalties are created and they can be transacted. And they're very
Yeah,
liquid.
it sounds like there's a lot of room for creativity if you
There
know how
is.
to find good projects and structure good deals.
Yes.
Well, Scott, I appreciate that. Again, Scott is from EMX Royalties. Description is in the box below, or you can just stay tuned because we had another video from Scott where he'll tell you more about EMX if you are looking for that kind of investment.